Hey Fusion Youth, thank you for joining us. Worship with us as we sing, and I ask that you enjoy a message by Brother Luke afterwards titled, Are You Plugged In? Love y'all.
Peace, bring it all to peace. The storm surrounding me, let it break. At your name still, calls the sea to still, the rage in me to still every wave. At your name, Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. Breathe, call these bones to live, call these lungs to sing once again. I will praise Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, your name is a light that the shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is a light forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is a light that the shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is a light forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. Every day my trust is in you, Lord. You fashioned me, formed my heart, searched my soul, and know every thought. Love so great, but never too far. Through the storm, you're the calm, and every war you've already won. Life secure in your loving arms. Jesus, Jesus, oh, how I need you. You stay the same. You are good in your ways. Jesus, Jesus, oh, how I need you. You are enough. All my trust is in you, Lord. You are powerful, God above it all. I believe in you, I believe in you. You do miracles, the impossible. I believe in you, I believe in you. You are powerful, God above it all. I believe in you, I believe in you. You do miracles, the impossible. I believe in you, I believe in you. You are powerful, God above it all. I believe in you, I believe in you. You do miracles, the impossible. I believe in you. Jesus, Jesus, oh, how I need you. You stay the same. You are good in your ways. Jesus, Jesus, oh, how I need you. You are enough. All my trust is in you, Lord.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully you had a wonderful time worshiping with us and praising our Lord. If you could, at this moment, turn to John chapter 15, verses 4 through 6. It says this, "Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can you, except you abide or live in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing." Tonight I want to talk to you about, are you plugged in? Ask yourself that question, are you plugged in? And hopefully by the end of this, you'll understand exactly what I'm asking. I have my iPhone here with me tonight. And aren't these phones amazing? They can do pretty much anything and everything. I can use this as a watch. I can use this to text people, to search the internet, work on my Instagram, all sorts of amazing things, watch videos. And believe it or not, I can actually dial and call somebody and actually use it as a phone. Our phones can do a lot of really cool and amazing things. They really can. But this phone becomes useless to me when it is dead. when it no longer works, it is like a brick. I might as well skip it across the lake. It's just useless. Now, I know a lot of y'all, like me, have been working on our phones, or we've been editing videos, taking pictures, FaceTiming, or doing something, listening to music, and then all of a sudden, that little red battery shows up. And instantly, you're like, oh no, what am I going to do? Like, I got to get out of here. I've got to find my phone charger. Now, most of us have ours probably next to our bed, if we're honest. And if you're anything like me at all, in this moment, you're thinking, now, how on earth is it possible that this phone is dying when I know that I plugged it in last night? Is that just me? Maybe it's just me. But if we're not careful, we can become kind of like our phones. Now, I know that sounds like a funny thing, but we can get caught up in doing so many things on this phone that our battery, it starts to run low. So you see, right now, it is so easy for us to become distracted. COVID-19 hit, and all of a sudden, we're locked in our homes, right? And we're binge watching Netflix, and we're binge watching Hulu and YouTube, and we're playing video games, or we're playing ball, and we're FaceTiming our friends and Zoom meetings, and whatever it is that right now that is keeping you sane, that's what you're doing. And these aren't bad things at all. Don't get me wrong. These aren't bad at all unless we forget to pray. Unless we forget to read the Word. And if we do this, if we forget Him, then we'll run out of energy. We'll run out of, our spiritual tank becomes empty, and then we can't hear if God's calling us. We can't hear if He's texting us. As funny as it sounds, we are no different than, kind of in a way, these phones. We have and we must stay connected or plugged into our source. You see, Jesus kind of said something similar in John chapter 15, verses 4 through 6. I read it earlier, but I'm going to kind of add my own lingo here. Live in me, and I in you. The branch, it's not going to be able to bear fruit by itself. Instead, it must live in the vine. It has to live in the vine. No more can you, except you abide in me. This is Jesus talking to His disciples. I am the vine, Jesus said, and you are the branches. And he that lives in me, and I in him, the same brings forth much fruit, great results. But without me, Jesus told him, you can't do anything. Now, this was a time where Jesus was saying His goodbyes to His disciples. And He wanted them to remember all the things they did while He was on the earth. That they would be able to do the same thing when He was there, but even greater once that they were filled with His Spirit. But He wanted them to know they must stay connected to the source. They got to stay plugged in. You see, we can't live a victorious life over sin and the sins that are attacking us right now and the things that we struggle with if we don't stay connected to Jesus. We just can't do it. We can't do it on our own. We can't have the courage to give that online Bible study to that friend that we've been waiting for who finally in this moment has time. We can't give that Bible study if we're not connected to the source. We must stay connected. And most importantly, in this moment right now, how are we going to even hear His voice if we're not plugged into Him, if we're not charged up? So maybe in this moment you're wondering, okay, I hear you, Brother Luke. How do I get plugged in? How do I get charged up and stay connected? Y'all, it's the same thing we have always heard, but it's still true today. We need to pray. We need to spend time and pray. Every single day, we need to wake up in the morning and start our day with Him. We need to spend that time with Him. And then we need to read His Word. We need it. It's going to help us out. It's going to change our life. It's going to give us peace that we can't get without Him. And we got to fast. We got to fast. I'm starting to hear in this moment all sorts of people saying, you know, I've got so much time, Brother Luke. I've got all this time in this moment right now. And we're, like I said, we're binge watching Netflix. We're doing all these things, and we're just trying to find something to do. But have you talked with Jesus? We can get on this phone, and I'm FaceTiming some of y'all, and I'm calling some of y'all, and we're chatting, and we're having a good time. But have you spent time talking with Jesus? If you're so bored, let's talk with Him. And I can't tell you how many times from different ones I'm hearing that I'm cranking out these books and I'm reading all these books and I'm with you, and it's a great time, and that's awesome. But let me ask you a question. When was the last time that you opened up His Word? When was it the last time you opened up the book? You say you want to hear a word from God. He gave you 66 books. He gave you and I that so that we could hear His voice. We need to do it. We need to do it. And I've heard a lot of jokes about this, the COVID-19. I'm on my way there, I feel like, unfortunately, instead of the freshman 15. But have we fasted our pop? Have we fasted a meal like pastors asked us to do on Tuesdays? Look, I'm not trying to beat us up. That's not my job here. That's not what I want to do. But instead, I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you because, see, in this moment, Jesus, when He was talking to His disciples, He said, you can't bear fruit without me. There's a lot of fruit right now I feel like God wants to bear through y'all. But here's the deal. You got to pray. You got to stay plugged in. You got to stay connected to Him. Look, Jesus wants to use you so bad. He wants to use you. He wants to do amazing things through you and help you reach people that we could never reach until this moment right now. But we can't if we're not plugged into Him. Just like Jesus told him, if you're not connected to the vine, that source, then how are you going to bear fruit? Look, I encourage you today, if you don't pray or if you haven't prayed a lot, pray right now. Start today. Start in this moment. Then wake up the next day and start praying. Start talking with Jesus, and it will change your life. I guarantee it. If you haven't been reading the Bible much during this time, I challenge you, open up His Word. Let Him talk to you. Let Him read about the stories and all the amazing things He's done, and let Him direct your life. Now more than ever, He wants to speak peace into our lives. And He wants to help us during this time. Look, now is not the time to become disconnected. Now is the time to become charged. Now is the time to get connected to Him. God bless you.